And Shabbat Shalom and greetings to you all. Well, this is the big week, the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, first day of winter. And therefore we have our change of season ritual. Now, it's a wonderful thing to add to your spiritual practices, to honor the time of the seasons and acknowledge Mother Earth. The change of season ritual, it's about changing. It's about transformation. And friends, if you're interested in transformation, no element is more important than development of a love of truth. Not my truth, not your truth, but the real truth. The truth encompasses both our fearful reactions and the greater resources of our soul. Now, we're given more than enough energy to transform ourselves every day, but we waste 98% of it on tensions and emotional reactions unrelated to what is actually occurring, and on daydreaming and on mental chatter. So let's gather together to initiate a new season, a new year, a new you. And please do go ahead and invite everybody you know, physically, spiritually, to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together right now. Hine Matov. Shevet Hine Matov. Shevet How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community together. So as a community, my friends, let's all spread love, goodwill, fellowship to the world. We are a community house of spirit, my friends. Beth Ruach. We share our triumphs, our falls, our celebrations, our joys, our sorrows, our gains, our losses, our feelings, because it is a safe environment in which to do so. Man has observed and celebrated the turning points of the solar seasons for thousands of years. Our ancient brethren the world over carved on stone markers a circle with 2 lines, cutting the circle in 4 to mark the solstices and the equinoxes. We still remember them as the first days of spring, summer, winter, and fall. And they are clearly named in the Talmud. Tekufah Nisan, the spring equinox, when the sun enters Aries. Tekufah Tammuz, the summer solstice, when the sun enters Cancer. Tekufah Tishrei, the autumn equinox, when the sun enters Libra. And Tekufah Tevet, the winter solstice, when the sun enters Capricorn. Tekufah means turn or cycle. They were considered very powerful days, and 2 of them still highlight the holiest days in the year and are specifically referred to in the Torah. And each of the 4 seasons represents a change in time corresponding to meanings that occur in life. The spring equinox, my friends, is about the triumph of life, its renewal. The summer solstice is about loss and abundance. The autumn equinox, the link between earth and heaven, when we celebrate Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And now the winter solstice, the search for light as light begins to come back into our lives after this dark period. Blessed are you, Lord our God, who guides the world, who makes creation, whose wisdom changes the times and turns the seasons. As long as the days of the earth endure, planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease. Blessed are you, divine presence, who blesses the years. And of course, it's also the second of the twin festivals of light. And this year, these twins were a few weeks apart, but they're both about light coming back into our lives, and both about overcoming the constraints of life. One was about overcoming fear, one was about overcoming sin. 2 fantastic things. Well, Merry Christmas to all. Let there be peace on earth. And so this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas, and I hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. War is over if you want it. War is over now. Now, who wouldn't want that? Now, what a great unheralded anthem for modern Christmas that was. And during this time of peace, peace on earth, goodwill towards men. We all hear that. We all say that. And of course, men means humankind. Although please include animals in that. Now, one thing you all know, I do not try and be politically correct. Politics changes. What's correct today is not correct tomorrow. So I simply try and be correct. So during this time, reflect on your important relationships, my friends, and notice the patterns that you see. Because we often take on certain roles in life. And one of those is to take the role of the educator and teacher of the people in your life. Another is the role of the fearless leader of your group. And there are other roles that we take, but you do not have to live to a role. Learn to be accepting of all that there is. And I want to send greetings to my new friend Britt. Although we've not formally met, we have worked together, are continuing working on other projects together, and have traveled to some of the same places. Now, and I look forward to getting to know you better, my friend. I also wish a good and safe trip to my dear friend and teacher, Rabbi Monty, the king of B'nai Mitzvahs. All of my love to you and Anna and Ben. A great, healthy, and happy year for you all. And speaking of healthy, let me suggest to you all, it is time for us to now invoke healing and renewal for everyone you know. For the souls and spirits of everybody you can think of. So think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people, my friends. It's for our pets. It is for the earth. It is the healing of the earth, the tikkun olam. That's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. And continue to think of and pray for those in need of health and renewal in your lives. Right? Don't just think of, certain people. Think of everybody you know that needs. We all need renewal. I think of Veronica, Bob, Ben, Barb, my dear friend Americo, still recovering, and for Gabby and Leona, for Sherry and Desmond, Deborah, and of course always for the bee buzzing around down south somewhere. Friends, send that energy out because it is the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love that we all send out. It circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care, because the world is a world of spirit. And spirit, my friends, never dies. Mi Shabbat Avotenu Makor HaBracha Imotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Mishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed, my friends. This is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as he has healed before. Mishaberach, may he who blessed. Let us all send and receive healing and renewal energy in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow, to unite together, all of us, as we all feel the year winding down. Now, let me also wish a great new year to Arve and to Brett, who has taken a huge step in life. And I'm so happy to say there's wonderful new things brewing for Noah and Hallie. Great way to enter the year. Right now, we're off celebrating a fantastic grand family gathering. I'm so happy for you. And of course, it's not too late to grow your heart, Mr. Grinch. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole. Who doesn't remember that? Now, if you ever get the chance, go see the Brian Setzer Orchestra do their Christmas show. Man, can he play that song, as well as everything else you can imagine, from the Nutcracker to Mozart to Jingle Bell Rock. This week we read Vayachi, and he lived. We've reached the end of Genesis, the end of an era, and I want to thank you all for joining me on this journey. Some of you have done it 5, 6 times. Some of you, it's your first, and I'm just glad you're along for the ride. Now, it's the end of the year, and it's the last of the patriarchs dies, and the savior of humanity dies. Now, Jacob, the last of the patriarch, goes out with a flourish. He gives this very bizarre blessing to his children, which sounds a lot more like a curse than a blessing. He changes the birth order. He takes Joseph's 2 children and blesses them out of order, the younger ahead of the elder, and he takes them and adopts them as his own. He's a strange guy. Now he calls Joseph to him. Genesis 47:29. If I found favor in your eyes, place your hand under my thigh and practice kindness and faithfulness with me. Don't bury me in Egypt. Now notice the hand under the thigh. It's a deathbed promise, my friends, just like Abraham's when he sent his servant to find Isaac a wife. Well, Dad dies. And the description of taking his body to bury in Machpelah, the family tomb, it's pretty amazing. It speaks of all the honors of a royal embalming, complete with the time, the retinue, the games. All of this speaks of the new role of Joseph, ruler of Egypt, father to Pharaoh. With the death of their father, the brothers panic. Joseph's brothers are all there, and their fear of their brother Joseph manifesting his anger for what they did to him has them worried. So Joseph, taking the high road, has to make sure they understand that he actually forgives them. He exercises that incredible gift we have all been given, but so few actually know how to use. The gift, my friends, of forgiveness. Genesis 50:15. And Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead. They said, if Joseph will despise us, he'll pay us back all the bad that we dealt to him. They commanded to Joseph, saying, your father had commanded before his death, saying, you shall say this to Joseph, please bear your brother's offense in their sin, because they dealt you bad. Now bear the offense of the servants of your father's God. Now, in other words, be nice to your brothers. Don't hold anything against them. And Joseph wept when they spoke to him. They're saying this is what Jacob says. So our question is, did Jacob really say that, or are the brothers simply lying out of fear in order to protect themselves? We do not know. Now, what a great opportunity, my friends, to do your own midrash. But knowing them, it would not surprise me if this were nothing more than another of their lies, to save themselves from the fear and recriminations that they're projecting based on what they themselves would do. And that tells us a lot about them. But Joseph forgave them. Not at all like Bob Dylan's view of Phil Oakes. You've got a lot of nerve to say you are my friend. When I was down, you just stood there grinning. You've got a lot of nerve to say you got a helping hand to lend. You just want to be on the side that's winning. And that's what the brothers want to be. It's on the side that's winning. Genesis 50:18. And his brothers also went and fell in front of him. And they said, here, we're yours as slaves. They sold him as a slave, and now they are his slaves. The karma, my friends, is complete. And Joseph said to them, don't be afraid, because I'm in God's place. You thought bad against me. God thought for good, in order to do as it is today, to keep alive a numerous people. God sent them there to protect them all. Friends, we have seen that each act of deception since Jacob led to another deception that came as a recompense. Deceptions and hurts within a family can go on in a perpetual cycle. And in many families they do. In order to bring it to an end, one member of the family who is entitled to retribution must stop the cycle, step forward, and forgive instead. That is what Joseph does. Genesis 50:26. And Joseph died, 110 years old, and they embalmed him and set him in a coffin in Egypt. The last words of the book, 110 years. Now, that's the last Egyptian touch for this book, because this is the ideal Egyptian lifespan, as against 120 in the Hebrew tradition. The book that began with an image of God's breath moving across the vast expanse of the primordial deep to bring the world and all life into being ends with this image of a body in a box, a mummy in a coffin. When we pick up the book again, we are about to journey 400 years into the future. Yes, the world is sacred, my friends, and so is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Now share and honor the light and all who live in the light and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace, freedom for everyone, and end to terror and hatred. Remember, friends, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. And please do learn to forgive. Learn to love, including yourself. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life. Tell those you love that you love them. Take advantage of the time you have. Enjoy the journey. We take the twists and turns and the patterns that weave through the fabric of our lives in our effort to grow, to learn, to be, to love. So please do love. Now, bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe. Remember, we set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect, everything is linked, my friends. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You have the knowledge of what is good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged, and ask forgiveness. But do so with sincerity, with accountability, and with vulnerability. Forgive those who have hurt you as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate. The secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people in the world just as they are? Can you accept life just as it is without trying to control it? If you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land, your home. Keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear, follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle, just as I have faith in the principle of love and in all of you. Now act with purity of heart and mind, my friends. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God, every creature of the earth. May all people know peace this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere you go. Work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of real power, my friends, lies in consciousness and the ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. Make the most of your time in this life. Continue to touch and transform the lives around you. You're never alone. You're forever blessed and have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Health, love, and renewal to everybody you come across. We're all energy. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transformed. Friends, your words are the power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous. Bless others and bless yourself and love with the heart. We're all part of a greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief, how it applies to you and you alone, and never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt, whatever you've experienced, others have too. We share together, we learn together, we help each other. We are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support in life. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives. So find them and tell them what they mean. And remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. You're being watched out for. So always be kind. Keep forgiving those you need to forgive and keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. Do not get caught in fear. Forgiveness comes from acceptance, and that brings peace. And peace, my friends, can last forever. And speaking of that, here's another song that's been deemed politically incorrect, but I think which kind of says it all. Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing grades. It means no worries for the rest of the days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Now, who doesn't want no worries for the rest of their days? Sign me up. Peace to everyone everywhere. Enjoy the miracles in your life. Let the light come back and watch it grow, my friends, around and within you. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.